Welcome to the NEPA Scene Podcast. This is episode 4. We're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be talking to two business owners in the area. They run two venues that are very well known around here. They're actually posing very well for a great picture right now.
Such a dork.
Usually, most arts and entertainment publications talk to the artists themselves and promote the shows from that perspective, but you don't usually hear the other side of things. So that's really what we're here to mainly talk about this week. I'll let Marky do the intros in a minute. I was teased and then told to wait. All right. Yeah. Sorry, man.
I'll let you do it in a minute.
So Lauren is sick this week.
I have a head cold.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So if you hear sniffling, I apologize.
No, it's fine. Just as long as you aim any coughing that way, because I don't want to deal with that.
That's why I'm wearing the scarf.
Okay. All right.
An ascot.
Yeah. Whereas Jimmy is feeling pretty great because you just got back from Disney World?
Disney World, yeah. Walt Disney World.
Who just does
As opposed to like Clark Disney World. Thanks, Jim.
Who just takes off to Disney World for the weekend?
I was just sick of the monotony of Scranton and just, everyday life and just needed to do something different.
Good for you, man. That's awesome.
Wait, there's one thing. What was the worst thing that you experienced about Disney World over the last 4 days?
So my whole trip was magical except for one complaint, and it was jazzies. Everywhere you went in the park, it was infested. There was jazzies everywhere. My girlfriend got run over by a jazzy. It was like, and they get special
hit from the bush,
and they get special treatment. They drive right up to the front of the line because they get into the handicapped line. Most of them were not handicapped. Most of them were just obese, and they would get a special treatment. And the real handicapped people were being pushed around the park by their family members, and you felt bad for them, And then trying to get back to our resort, jazzies once again had first dibs on the bus, so they had to push up all the seats and pull 10 jazzies on the bus, and then it was just standing space left with you had to hold on to a bar where everybody was strapped in on their jazzies, So that was the only thing. I just really felt like it downgraded the whole experience a little bit.
Did you get a Walt Disney World shin guard? Did they give you one of those or not?
I just feel like they just need to control that a little bit because it felt a little bit like Walmart instead of Walt Disney World.
Yeah, you see that in the grocery stores all the time, and that always bugs the hell out of me because obviously they got there fine pull up to the ride and have no problem getting off of their seat and get right into first dibs on whatever seat they wanted. Right.
Get right off the ride and then burn out, and then they're flying around corners and everything, running people over. I thought to myself, what is the statistic of people being run over or at least hit by jazzies per day in the park?
And then actually needing someone to carry them around all day.
Yeah, a reason to really have a jazzy.
Right.
But, that's my only complaint. The rest of it was beautiful weather and beautiful experiences and
just awful people.
Right.
I just have to ask because I've never heard it referred to as a jazzy. What is it?
I don't know, man.
It's
always been a jazzy.
I'm trying to think of the name. That used to be the commercial on the TV. It was always a jazzy.
Yeah, I think
the
it's
hover round, right? There's a hover round.
The hover round.
It was a brand name.
There's also the Rascal.
Is that a jazzy or a hover round?
I remember the Rascal.
The Rascal's up at the Playtime Boutique. My wife has a couple of those.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, keep going.
With that one, you sit on the shifter, right?
Yes. Yes, and it takes a car battery instead of D's.
Okay.
This is the kind of show we're in for, folks. So if this is not your thing, turn around now. Take your jazzy somewhere else.
Put your jazzy in R. It doesn't mean
reverse.
radio.
All right.
And head on down to Clark Disney World.
All right. So real quick on the site. Chris Rock's younger brother Jordan is actually going to be in Holly this weekend. He's going to be doing a stand up at a coffee shop. So I guess he's got a little bit of a way to go.
You think?
Motionless in White just did a very rare acoustic song. They never do that type of music because, of course, they're obviously a heavy metal band. So we have a video up now of that. The videos actually that have been doing really well this week is we have a collection of videos of the Globe Store. And this time of year, obviously, everybody is thinking about the holidays and shopping and that sort of thing. So we thought it was appropriate to put that up. Actually, WVIA did a really good, back in the day, they have a little show back in the day. And so it's like a 12, 15-minute video that just recalls what it was like to be there and shop there and work there and stuff like that. And
I used to go see Santa there.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has memories of the Globe Store. So we've been sharing that around and people have been going crazy for that video.
Ticketmaster. It's where everybody went to go to a concert. If you were going to a concert, you went to the Globe to get your tickets.
Right. Yeah. You went there for everything, really. I mean, they had dry goods.
Everything.
I think they should have seen.
What was the name of the restaurant in the
Charlemont.
The Charlemont.
They had the roasted or the roast beef sandwich, didn't they?
That was it. That was the Charlemont.
The original roast beef sandwich.
The sign is actually still there. If you go around the back of the building,
the Charlemont.
Yeah, it's still on the door actually. We did a top 10 best ways to spend the holidays in Northeast PA and beyond. One or two of those is already over with in the past weekend, but there's plenty more to do for the rest of the month.
Number 7. That's over.
The Menzingers announced their holiday show in the past week, which that's always huge. And OK Patty and the Swims are actually getting back together just for that show that weekend. So that's going to be really awesome. I think it's on December 20th,
right?
The 20th.
And Estacoda's playing.
Yep, Estacoda's playing.
I think that's it.
No, there's a couple.
Is it really?
There's a whole.
And it's at the Leonard, right?
Yeah, it's at the Leonard. Yeah. So which I'm really curious to see how that place is, like how it is to see a show there.
Rich. Do you have the scoop on Cock 107? Are they coming back or what? Oh my God!
I hope so. I really hope so. In fact, I actually got to talk to Brian Langan about the Swims. So I'll bring that up. I'll ask him. I'll get back to you on that.
It's funny.
10-4.
It's funny when it comes to Cock 107 because do you remember Jimmy? Do you remember being in Ireland with Finnerty?
Yeah.
And Finnerty, like we were talking about Cock 107, and he's like, you know what, man? He's like that because I loved that band. He's like, but if you wore one of the merchandise outside of there, everyone was like, what's Cock 107?
Yeah.
So locally, it made
it's
total
one of those
sense.
things you had to be there to get the joke.
Yep.
So it was a wonderful. He goes, so I stopped wearing my Cock 107 stuff outside
My Cock
of NEPA.
107 gear.
And then the last thing this week is we have Drunk Illustration Tuesdays are going to be starting tomorrow.
Wait, what?
Yeah. It's a new feature that we're going to have. It's actually my cousin, Brendan. He is from Scranton originally, but he's actually studying abroad he's actually teaching abroad, I should say, in Japan.
What's her name?
Welcome back, Jim.
So yeah, he's teaching English over there, but he does some really, really amazing illustrations. So we've been teasing them all week long, just showing you different weird things that he draws and stuff. So he's going to be doing a weekly feature on that, which also might spin off into its own podcast. So that should be interesting.
Drunk Illustration
Tuesday.
Right.
Yeah. It's on. You look it up on Facebook. Okay.
I will.
So now you will introduce our guest this week.
It is my great honor and my great privilege to introduce. Should you go by this or by Tom?
I'd go by this.
I'd go by. Okay,
always good to go by this.
All right, so sitting here across from me with great dignity and great grace is T from Thirsties and Vinnie from the V Spot, and we'd like to say thank you for coming.
Oh, thanks for having us, Mike.
That's it. We just wanted to get you on the show. See you later.
All right, thanks.
Cooper still has our open check. We said we'd be back.
All right, so we wanted to have you guys on because we wanted to kind of look at it like we've had a couple of bands on, and we're going to continue to have bands on, but we wanted to look at it because we talked to them about like what goes into like making a record, how much like the budget, like all that stuff. So we want to know what it comes like, what it's like from your guys' point of view. How do you stay in business? How do you pick what acts that you want to have? Stuff like that.
Let's start with how you got into the business originally, and then we'll go into that stuff.
Who wants to go first?
Vince could go first. He's been around longer.
What made you want to open these places?
Well, I'm going to try and keep it to a minute or less because I'm a talker.
The elevator pitch?
I'm a talker.
You can talk.
Yeah, I was a bartender. I was just telling Tommy this story before we actually came over here. That I was going through a divorce, and I've so many children. Someone said to me, "Listen, you're gonna need to get a job. You know, that's like, you know, some under the table stuff. You know, if you just get a regular paycheck, you're gonna have nothing for yourself." So someone suggested that I would maybe make a good bartender. So
hopefully the IRS isn't listening to this podcast right now.
Hopefully. How many years back can they get you? 3 or 4?
7.
So, okay. Like I said, my minute's up. But I bartended. That's what I'm a bartender, and an opportunity came my way to open up the bar, and I took it. And 4 years later, still in business. That's how I got into it.
Some wonderful advice for young entrepreneurs that have a lot of children.
Yes.
Become a bartender.
And hide all the tips from the government.
How much did you make last night? $7.
Yes.
$7. You have 48 kids. $7. They each get a piece.
They all got 10 cents.
Kids, don't hide your tips from the government.
Yes, that's what I meant to say. Claim it all.
Okay, so why then? So you were a bartender, but why get into business?
It was just a total coincidence. It was an opportunity. It came before me. I never wanted to really own a bar. I never wanted to own a bar, say, any bigger than the Dugout. If anyone knows where the Dugout is in Southside, perfect size. I always felt like that's the kind of place I'd like to be. I'd like to, 2 bartenders for the week, someone in the kitchen, very intimate. You'd know all your customers. If someone stops in and you don't know them, hey, what are you doing in my bar? You know what I mean?
You're not a regular.
Have a drink or get the fuck out. So that's what that was the only thing I ever really wanted to run, was something that I could have total control over. And when this opportunity came, I said, well, I guess I have to take it. Everyone thinks that you should work for yourself and try and make a go of it. And because I like people, I thought, what's the worst that's going to happen? I've already been a bartender, so I like people. So maybe people will come to this place. And so far, everything's been excellent. Really has. But that's it. It wasn't about the money, the pussy, or the weed. It was just about, being a bartender. Just a bartender. Just be, to bartend and make a go of it.
And why the V spot?
It's on the. Is
that a play on your name?
No. Well, it's if you approach the V spot from probably the most popular direction is coming from town at the traffic light. There is a V, and Providence Road, goes in the direction you were going, and right to the right is Albright. And actually, I tell people, I make them look at their jeans if they're wearing them, and if someone says, "Where's the V spot?" I say, "Well, look at your left leg." I said, and then look at your right leg. And I said, "This is Providence, your left leg, and this is Albright, your right leg." And I said, the V spot is right there at the intersection. It gets a couple laughs. It really does.
And your Coors came. Where did you get that?
That came from...
That's not from Cooper's.
That came from down the street.
Jimmy's dad was kind enough to go and get some drinks for our guests.
Do you guys want any?
Well, yeah, if everybody's
just
diving
don't spill. Jimmy will kill
thank you.
No,
thank you very much.
I kind of like the smell of old booze in my studio.
Yeah.
I was brought up on the smell of beer and cigarettes in a musical place, so I'm okay.
I'm sorry, Mr. Leonard. Is that deodorant?
That's okay.
Okay.
That is deodorant.
All right, well then,
Where the hell did deodorant come from?
I'm going to pour one out then.
One for me and...
Yeah. Hey, you going to take this? Why?
Oh, take it.
Oh, I would take it from you.
You're the first person to ever get money from Vinnie.
If you sent
might
me,
as well just take it.
You sent me 4 beer. Here, get Jimmy something nice.
I got it. Thank you.
Where the hell did the deodorant come from?
They're running a special at the distributor.
Yeah.
You buy a case of Coors Light and you get
Keeping the
Where'd he
Coors
go? The
fresh.
Melba?
Old Spice original.
Do you know the Melba is closed at this time?
What do you mean?
No, really?
Like currently, or
No, the Melba closes at 7 or 8 o'clock at night.
Is that why there's a sign that says no visitors after 9?
Yes, because no one's
I
there.
thought like you just had to be a local or you were not allowed in the place.
No, that's not the case. They do not open. They know that they know what's going on the streets of Pine Brook.
Okay, I just thought you had to
doing
you
everyone
had to have your seat in
a
there.
service.
Or no visitors
not
after
the
9.
case.
Just
Jimmy,
strictly
don't lie.
locals.
You've never driven by that bar at night. There's no way.
My bus used to go by there at 7 a.m. There were
And there's people
lined
there.
up. Oh yeah, they were lined up
Completely
ready for the
different.
door to open.
Completely different
It's
at
like
7 a.m.
Knickerbocker in New York City. They close down the whole street at 6 o'clock.
what do you mean?
Businesses and all, they know the environment that's around them, and 6 o'clock comes and whoosh, the gates come down and everything's
So no crime can be committed against.
against them
Nor-
or
like-
their customers. Yeah.
I didn't know that
Yeah.
because they're probably a cash bar.
Well, it's good they have a curfew.
at the Melba.
Yeah, oh
yeah,
definitely.
Okay, so moving on to you.
Me.
Why did you? What do you? Why
What
did
am I
you
doing
do?
here?
Yeah, why?
Why? Long story short,
Coming from your storied background to
from
being
my
like,
storied
yeah.
background, I've been in business, believe it or not, since I was 14 years old. Working 70, 80-hour weeks at
selling jazzies.
at my mom and dad's. Yeah, so Jimmy could get run over in Disney.
You can blame T for that.
At my mom and dad's mom and pop store, you could classify it as. And then back in 1981, I believe, I ventured on right across the street, 200 feet away, to purchase a building and remodel it and put a check cashing convenience store and a laundromat in there. I was there for 15 years and very successful, thank God. And then I moved on to become a chief of staff for the House of Representatives. But that ended abruptly after 4 years, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I always was up for a challenge, and I love music, and that was one thing that I wanted to get involved in this too. But like Vinnie said too, I like people. I mean, I'm 50 years old now, so 36 years. If I didn't like people, doing this for 36 years,
You'd be a computer programmer in your pajamas. Yeah.
And there's days I would like to lock myself up on a deserted island somewhere, but
Do they have doors on deserted islands?
yeah, well, I would build
They
a
have
hut.
cores. We'll be there.
As long as they don't have jazzies, we're good.
But yeah, that's and just something different. I didn't want to go back to what I did for my whole life. And the 4 years that I spent with the House of Representatives, I kind of was locked up in a computer room. So I needed to get back to the reality, which is real people on the street. And I wanted to do this, and it was a challenge. It was new to me. And that's something, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I can't sit still, and I have to do something all the time. So whether it was, remodeling your kitchen 3 weeks before Christmas when the whole family ended up hating you because it's torn apart, I needed to do something.
Right.
I can't have downtime. So this was different. I wanted the challenge. Was it the right move? I don't know. We'll see.
2 years later,
Yeah.
you're not sure.
Part of the problem is I'm from Scranton my whole entire life.
Well, that's the other thing. Why up the valley?
Up the valley, my family,
Olyphant.
the tell name has been on the corner of Diamond and Foster since 1895, since my great-grandfather, they came from Austria, which is probably 2 blocks away from the V-spot. And
I bow every time I drive by it. I nod. Because I grew up. I actually grew up on a block away from Tommy.
Yeah, we grew up
Did you guys
together.
grow up together? Did you guys know each other?
Yeah, we didn't play well together because Tommy was older.
I'm only
So like
a
he was
year
wearing,
older.
you're more than 2 years older than me.
2 years.
And Tommy would wear funny shorts, intimidated me.
Vince,
Or high.
the funny shorts picture's already on Facebook with you in the tennis courts at Weston Field. So
Like, what do you mean funny shorts?
Well, his shorts they went up to his neck, like he would put it. Tommy was an odd dresser. He was not a dresser, and he's an only child. So you know what I mean.
We grew up together. We
tried
played
to hang
baseball.
out.
We
tried to
Sammy,
hang
his
out.
brother. We hung out.
We were tight.
When we got older, Vinnie went to the rock band route. And did you work for your dad's business as well?
Well, I tried. I tried. I didn't get a pubic hair till I was 17. And that was the year I graduated high school. So I was.
So your youth was tough.
was
Just
totally
one.
confused.
Yeah.
But then once
Still
he got,
has it.
once he got the first pubic hair, he
And I
went
went
right
crazy.
He went right into porn.
I went right out of my mind. I went nuts. I stole my father's credit card. Well, I didn't steal it. I stole it. I did. And I went right up to Sugarman's and I charged the guitar. I didn't even know how to play. I said, this is what I'm going to do, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, Tommy was a major influence on my life.
Because he says, I don't want to be that guy that's stuck working in the store. I'm going to go buy a guitar.
I'm going to go steal a credit card
Right.
and buy a musical
I got
instrument.
a lifeguard for 6 summers and practiced guitar every day. And I did.
And he did.
That sounds like the bohemian, hell yeah.
It was pretty cool. But yeah, getting back on track, me and Tommy grew up together right there by Weston Field, and his family's still lives 2 blocks from the V spot. Haven't spent a friggin' dollar in there.
I still
Haven't
live.
spent $1 in there, Tommy, and your father or your mother, but no big deal.
They're scared, Vince. They're scared. It's nothing to do with the smoking. They're just scared.
Okay.
Now, with you
Fair
both loving music, has that had an effect on what kind of music you get in your bars? Because both venues I respect because you guys will give a chance to the original bands, which not every venue in the area is willing to do. I mean, you got your cover bands, but you also have your original bands. And, how has it worked out for you guys?
You want me to go with this one, Tommy?
Go ahead, Vince. You're there longer.
Well, it's a really good question from a musician and a lover of live music, recorded music, anything music. Once you're a bar owner, it isn't the same. I have a bunch of people that work for me. Everything. And this is what everybody thinks of the bar owner. Everybody thinks it's all money, money, money.
Right.
And you know what? Life is money. Money. We don't, when we need a box of cereal and something else, we don't run to the convenient. We get in our cars, we go up to Walmart, we buy the savings. Everybody does everything to save money, to make money. And now that I said that about money, you have to be very careful about who you are loving musically and who you are booking in your place. Because, I love hard rock. I love heavy metal. That's what I love. I love all kinds of music, but I like that style of music. I find a lot of the original bands are very, very, very heavy and hard, on the hard side of rock. And a lot of these people aren't 21. You hear about how good some of these bands are, and they draw well at all ages things, and they have a great name. And, you wonder, why have I heard about this band? And then you give them a shot at your bar, and, the majority of their crowd has a hard time getting in there. So without trying to make it a negative thing, because your question was honest and fair, original music there's so many good bands, and you want to give them a chance. You want to get them into your place. The bummer is that there's no other places. If you're not playing the V spot, and if you're not playing Thirsties, and if you weren't playing up at Hiles, and if you're not playing at the New Penny, you're not playing. You're playing to all ages crowds downtown. There's the scene that way is it's really tough. Like I want to be busy, and I want to give bands with talent, no matter what genre, I want them to play, but you have to be smart. You have to be smart.
As a business owner. As
a business owner, you have to be smart, because a great original band just Facebooked me, hey, we want to play your place again. Well, they're heavy they're super heavy. I'm 48. My regulars are 25 to 35 or 30 to 40. That's my regulars. I don't have a kiddie bar.
No.
I like the kiddie music. I like it. I love it. I want to give everybody a chance, but then you have to use your brain. It's a business. The bank doesn't care how awesome the bands were last month.
Right.
Give me my payment.
Right.
So, we have, full-time cooks. We have full-time doormen. We have full-time people. I got a beautiful wife and a whole bunch of kids. Every decision I make is based on making a living. And sometimes you have to tell people with talent, I'm sorry. It's a bummer.
Was that one of those things that 4 years ago when you started up, when like, let's say like the first month or so, or maybe even a little longer,
way longer.
Yeah, but we were like, I'm
just
booking all these bands.
I was super hesitant. I was very cautious when it came to the bands. I was booking mainstream stuff. Obviously, I didn't know a whole lot of what was going on, but I knew what questions to ask, the right questions to ask, and I played it really safe the first year into the second year, and it was only after that I really was actually starting to let original bands in there. Like Grace's Downfall doesn't count because they want to make it, but they play covers so well they never even have to write another song. They're such a great cover band. Right. But there are bands that are out there that are in this, unfortunately crappy area for live music. Just very few places, but I was very cautious. Now I want more people to hear different music. I want people to hear different bands. Just bands don't survive because there's nowhere to play. There's 5 bands I booked last year. They're not bands this year. I'm not booking the next year. They're not bands anymore. So when you don't have somewhere to play, the bands don't have any reason to stay together. They break up. So I try to book I'm trying to get a country band into my bar. I would rather eat the sole off your shoe than
agreed.
Then have now if it's a kick-ass band, it's kick-ass. Kind of the genre doesn't matter. But if it's just an average country band, but you know what I want? I want some different people to come into the bar. Somebody that hates hard rock will never come to the V-Spot on Friday and Saturday. So what if somebody who only lives less than a mile from my bar is going to come check out a different style of music that I don't normally do? So this is the way a bar owner starts to think after time. You start to think, how can I get some more people in here? And Tommy and I advertise like nobody else. We advertise more than anybody. Can't think of another bar that advertises as much as we do on the radio and the paper. Tommy's on Facebook 3-4 times a day. I do the same thing, just trying to get the name out there. So after a while,
that's almost a full-time job in and of itself. Is just
it is a real pain in the ass.
It is a pain in the ass.
A real pain in the ass.
And not to interrupt Vince, but this is good, like to have us both here because Vince, you're getting the former rock star, the bartender. Oh, let it go for now.
I've taken all my full-length mirrors and I've cut them in half. And now since I put the 15 pounds on, now I just look at myself from the nipples up.
But you're getting the perspective from a former bartender, now a business owner. And to me, where I've been in business for so long, I'm a numbers guy.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't the guy that went out and bought the guitar like Vinnie. I wish I was living that dream, but I didn't have that opportunity.
Well, your waistline was around your neck. That's
the shorts.
It was to show my testicles, but
you were joking. Both sides.
But Vinnie's right. It's a shame. There are good original bands like Silhouette Lies and Iron Attraction that just need more exposure, but unfortunately, because the way the economy is right now, and of course, nationally, everybody's saying the economy's, coming back, but, they always said we're 20 years behind the times here, and, it's not showing here yet that the economy's turning around.
Northeast PA has never experienced a depression because we're always in one.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
But
always.
What I'm saying is that, they need the exposures, but unfortunately, the position we're in, everybody has that, I'm going to say like Vince was saying about the bar owner, the perception.
Right.
Okay. That, we're sitting in our office and Vince
just
mentioned
counting money.
Yeah. And that's not the case. And I just heard Vince saying, I feel a lot better now because I thought I was in this by myself, but trying to bring in different things to bring in different people in because your regulars are not weaning off, but they have less money. And I see it myself, and I'm in a different area, even though I should be in Scranton. And you asked that, why did I go to Olyphant? Like I said, being in business for that long and having competition is always good. Competition is the best thing you could have. but the way the economy is right now, competition could hurt you. And when I was looking around, whether it was, Whistles, which is whatever it is now, and Faccia Luna, which is the Vault now, and I looked at Remix, it hit me like that, not just because Vinny's my friend growing up, but, if I come there, we have the same friends, and there's only so much to go around. And if you're not going to have the whole pie, because you need the whole pie right now to survive.
Right.
But me coming taking half of the pie, we're both not going to succeed. So I went as far away as possible. And I told Vinny from day one, I says, Vince, the way the economy's going, I remember talking to him and I says, down the road, if this continues and we both survive, unfortunately, we might be the only two left.
Yeah, my bar's for sale, in case anybody's wondering.
And so is mine, too.
If anybody gives me a good offer, I'm gone.
I'm good. Yeah, I just said that the other day, too.
I'm gonna open up an aquarium. So I like fish. Yeah, I'm gonna see if we can get some exotic fish. Maybe we'll do it together.
We'll do a show like that tank show on TV.
You can call it Fish and Chips.
But but something like here now, the numbers guy and the former bartender that has 10 years ago, maybe when we were in our late 30s or even mid 30s, if we had ever knocked ourselves in the head and say, hey, let's get together and do this, we'd be retired somewhere on a beach right now, because back then there was money and there's not money now. When people start asking about, is there a cover tonight? And I can't afford to come in because there's a cover. And then you think, okay, well, if you can't pay the $5 at the door, what were you going to spend when you got in here? There's a problem out there right now, and bands don't realize that. And that's what I'm trying to get at, was the talented original bands like Silhouette Lies and I and Attraction. If it's not playing for us, they're playing at, I don't know what the place in Wilkes-Barre, Diane's Deli. I'm sure it's a nice place. I've never been there.
What's the name of that place? It's Martin Irby's.
But they're not getting paid
the other side.
The other side, yeah.
They're not getting paid.
But they're over 21 too, aren't they? The other side?
They're all age. They're all age.
I think so.
Diane's Deli is
yeah, I think
all
they're-
one. That's the
other
a bar.
side allows all ages.
That's a bar.
Yeah,
Diane's Deli is a bar.
Yes, it is.
They call it Diane's Deli, but you have to be 21 to be there.
Yeah, yeah.
But to
And-
make at least $100 a guy, you're going to have to play at our place. Okay. Those places, I talk to the kids, they might walk out with $20 a piece. But unfortunately, we have to look at what's best for the business right now. If it was booming where, people were just coming out and spending money like crazy, hey, we could book anybody because we know that night everybody's going to spend money. But right now it's a numbers game and it's a demographic game. And that's why Jimmy doesn't play at the V-Spot.
He comes in with all his people, all his instruments, all those highlights in their hair, and they want all this stuff. And he goes, Vinny, where's the dressing room? No dressing room at the V-Spot. The kitchen.
Well, I mean, going back to let's say you guys, I don't even think.
Well, I need full-size mirrors too. That's a problem. Now
Those
they're
are
all
days-
cut in
those
half.
are- those are-
Green
Or
M&Ms.
at least
Those
like
days
the
have
mirror
gone.
so it shows like the bottom
I think
half.
you should stack up 2 or 3 of Vinnie's, and that'll get you to. But you were saying like 3 or 4 years ago, like you were making.
I was making $300 as
in one night.
A person.
a person in a 5-piece band.
Right.
And
So
then
you're
it got
pulling
bumped up from
$1,500,
that point.
$2,000 a night,
Yeah, we were making $1,750,
and now what are you making?
$100 if we're lucky
A person.
per person.
Yeah. So I mean,
Does everybody remember the Collective?
Yes,
yeah, they were awesome.
The
That's
Collective.
who was that?
That was Kermit.
Kermit. Yeah.
And that fantastic guitar player from Dunmore.
He was great.
It was his name will come to me.
Watney?
I went to
No.
2 shows with them because I was dear friends with the Light Man. And they were playing outside of Philly, not even in Philly. And they were playing in a place that was much smaller than Tink's. And they were getting $3,000. That's what they were getting. At one time, I think the Collective was probably the biggest band in the Scranton area as far as
And I don't think
what they
anybody
could
realized
command,
it.
what they could command. And those places are gone. It could easily come back. But there's a reason why. There is a reason why the Hardware Bar doesn't have live music anymore.
Or Kildare's.
Nobody gives. Let me say that again. Not enough people care about rock and roll. They don't care. They're and I'm not about to go. I'm not about to go all Nostradamus on anybody. I can't say what
Vince,
it is, but
do you
it's
think
a
it's that
fact.
they don't care, or is it because they don't have the money to care?
Well, now.
Well, I mean,
now
are they not pulling in the numbers?
We're making a stew. No, they're not. We're not. We're what used to be. Now I have a really small place. Okay, my fire code is only 155 people. So when there is 100 people in my bar is a party.
Right.
You know what I mean? People aren't leaving.
Right.
Who cares if the music sucks? There's 100 people
Right.
in a bar. There's people to look at. You know what I mean? I have everything. Once you're there, I got great beer, great service. You just got to get people in together. I bet you there's a ton of people that go out every weekend to Mulligan's, to Kildare's, and they go, I hate that fucking place. But they go there because that's where everybody is. Rock is kind of dead because I've got a rock and roll bar, and people should be lined up to get into my place.
You should have a velvet rope.
There should be a velvet rope, and we should be telling people with bad hair, you can't come in.
Or you can.
But it's not the case. And one thing that I do have to tell you is that I do not book shitty bands. If you hear a band is playing at the V Spot, they've either played there before and they were awesome, and maybe not awesome, but they brought a lot of people. And then sometimes you don't care how good the band is if the party is in my building.
But in other words, like, so when you say I don't book shitty bands, but at the same time, like, wouldn't it be like, you know, hey, somebody's going to go up there and like literally slap on their fat belly for 3 hours and they can bring 100 people in.
That's what I told you the other day. I said, it's gotten to the point where if somebody grabbed a microphone and banged off, you know, their testicles for 4 hours, and wow, 200 people enjoyed it, but I hated it.
Date.
They're getting booked. You know, and that's just.
When can you do that again?
Right.
I've got this date in April for you guys
because it's a rare thing, and there's the perception right there where Vinnie just said 100. What do you do? 150.
155 is our fire code.
So you're talking 700 and do my math. 700 and
money wise,
yeah,
775 if everybody paid to get in.
Okay, so bands can't expect the $300 a piece anymore because
if you max my bar out, I mean, because we're going because we charge cover on Friday and Saturdays to get in. I charge cover on Friday and Saturday because I have live entertainment.
But why? Why do you charge a cover?
Because I want the better bands. But also isn't
it because financially it's a hell of a burden if you didn't charge?
Here's
you know
here's
what I'm
something.
saying?
Here's something
that go ahead, Vince. But he's going to get to the point where and explain that part. We had a discussion once about, you know, we're not Breakers. I went to Breakers the other night to see Leash, Kenny's new Pearl Jam tribute band.
Yeah, I bought
a bottle of beer, and you ready for this? At Breakers or not Breakers, Bar Louie, $4.35 for a bottle of Budweiser and $10.50 for a small Grey Goose and cranberry juice.
Wow. Don't need a charge cover.
Don't exactly.
I mean, the people got to come. Now I can't.
But they're
me and Tommy can't do that. Right.
Wait.
Yeah.
And to answer your question,
that's a hell of a
lot because I don't know a Vince bottle, but we're $2.75 for a bottle.
Yeah.
And $6, you know, for
like Lawrence from the New York area, and like to people like from New York, LA, stuff like that. They think those prices are like, oh, that's great.
That's great.
That's a good price.
Well, let me thank you, Lauren, first and foremost, for never being at my bar. My bar is very affordable. But the point is that you know, we're stuck trying to get people in so we don't have expensive prices. I really am a corner bar. I just fake everybody out with these radio commercials and you're just pretend like someone who's ever been to the V Spot or moves into town. They probably think, now, where am I going? Oh, I heard of the V Spot. And if they listen to the commercials, which I don't know why they would, they would, you know, find themselves going to check this place out. Then they get to the parking lot and they look at the outside of the building. It's 2 stories. And then you get to the front door and it's this small bar with a big bar. I got 29 seats, big oval bar, but it's a small corner bar. It's all I am. I have to have drink prices that people in the area, because you can go, how many bars can people go to in Scranton? Everybody has a Budweiser. If you want a Budweiser and you drink a lot, okay, you're going to go where you want it to be served to you. But where my bar is, there's 5-6 great bars within a mile. So you have to stay competitive. Everybody has to have the same prices, or else, because I don't have topless bartenders. You know what I mean? I don't have yet.
I was thinking of that over the weekend, but
You know?
But only males.
But you have to stay competitive. But then on the weekends, and this gets back to answering your question, I have to charge a cover. I cannot get Nowhere Slow to come play my bar, and then on a slow night, say, well, here's what you get. Well, they'll never be back. And that's not, I'm honoring you guys in Nowhere Slow. You guys are phenomenal. Same thing with
they're a great band.
Grace's Downfall. And you can just go on and name and
So
name.
are they.
You can name.
There's so much talent.
But you can
here.
name all these great bands. But, there are reasons why these great bands only play at the casino. They only play at Thirsties. They only play at the V-Spot. Why? Because we're paying them. But I can't give them the money out of my register from the sales, because there's no real profit.
There's no
real profit in these drinks. I mean, there is per drink, but you need a lot of people to stay in business.
Right.
You need a lot of people
And a lot
in
of
your
people
place
drinking.
And the fact that people aren't drinking like they used to, because you have, I don't know about Vinnie's place, I'm going to speak for myself, but coming from Olyphant, I can't even get my own friends and family to come up from Scranton, because the gauntlet of Dixon City, Blakely, Olyphant, Jessup, Peckville, if you could get through that, you're just happy you got to my place. Never mind having a couple drinks and worrying about driving home.
Right.
So now there goes that maybe 6 beer night down to 1 and 3 glasses of water, just because I got to go home.
Right.
And the glasses of water at the end of the night. I mean, it seems like only since I opened a bar have I ever seen people stop drinking like they stop.
An hour before they leave.
People just stop drinking and they're like, can I have a water?
Yes.
And I said, do you want a fucking lemon? You want that too? Huh? How many straws you want?
That's true.
How many straws you want?
But on one hand, you're like, it's responsible. But on the other hand, it's like, I remember, when I used to drink, like, you've actually served me quite a few times in a very inebriated state.
I was drunker than you every time.
Yeah. But I mean, we used to, like 157, it's like, let's order 4 shots.
Yes.
Exactly.
Doesn't
You know what I
happen.
mean? And
Rarely
that doesn't
happens
happen
these days.
anymore.
And now, but we were just talking about this over a drink over at Cooper's here. And I said, Vince, like my first year, and like I says, I'm only here. This will be actually my 2-year anniversary is this weekend coming up. And
With London Force on Friday and the Push on Saturday.
thanks for that cheap
Great
plug.
bands.
Yes. But we were just talking about this, and I said, my first year, and Vinnie said, this is your honeymoon phase, you're going to be busy and this and that. And I says, okay. And it did continue, but I think all of a sudden when that economy changed, I just said to Vince, I said, you don't see the line up 10 shots on the bar or get him, and her drink anymore.
Yeah, we used to always do that.
You're lucky if you get me and maybe him right there next to me.
Yeah, the order is I want a shot, and I'm thinking of getting him.
But if he wants,
I don't know.
Yeah, but if he wants to pay for his own,
Maybe he'll
let him.
split it. Yeah, yeah.
Like that's what it's come to, and hey, I wish I could pay the bands. Like Jimmy said, he was making $300 a guy. I mean, if that was the case and we could pay that, that means we're doing a lot of money in the register. But that's the problem right now, and bands don't understand that. I don't know if you get this, but I get.
Tommy, who's going to get us more beer? I don't feel very comfortable getting out of this.
Oh my God, it's 4 fucking feet away.
I know,
get it.
But I mean, I'm sucked into this futon. I can hardly move.
I know. I just moved because I feel like they're trying to trap us here.
The casting couch, right?
Certainly didn't deserve that
wear on
move.
the
Here, this will be in there
casting
for later.
But
Now say my what a wonderful tea party.
That was.
But you can tell just from my Facebook alone, like Facebook's another issue. We could have another podcast on that. The way, what is it called, Jimmy? The allograms or whatever it is? Algorithms.
If you want to talk about those, she's your.
Yeah, where you make a post and 6% of your people are seeing it. I mean, I have 3,700 likes on the one page, and it goes out. And I posted something this morning, and if I don't pay for it, it says, 47 people seen this. Well, they didn't see it. It went to 47 news feeds. So, it's getting tougher to get the information out like that.
Wow, that's scary. That's
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
No, I really don't understand how
I'll
it
give
all
you a
works.
lesson after the
I got to
show.
say goodnight to my kids. Excuse
Okay,
me.
well, hold on.
Care, is everybody okay?
Yeah. I just wanted to know if you were still there.
Yeah, this is intense. I got headphones on. I'm next to my buddy Tommy Tell. There's 3 people in front of us with a serious list of inquiries. So I only answered the phone. I answered the phone just to say goodnight and I love you.
No, I'm not going to bed. You better be home before I go to bed.
Oh, no, I'm coming home to take care of those kids. Are those all the kids in the background?
That's Vivian. What's that noise? What's that noise?
Okay, put her to bed.
I will be putting her to bed. I just want to make sure you're coming home to bed.
Oh, I'm coming home, honey.
Did he stop?
No.
All right.
Oh, that's nice.
I love you.
We love you
Bye-bye.
too.
Vivian Rose. All right.
Bye-bye.
Live.
I like how you kept that like on for like 6 minutes before you even said anything. Like you were kind enough to let him finish his thought.
I just and I
while his
and I-
kids waited.
I apologize to cut in like that, but
I don't even know where I was now. Like that just threw me right off.
You were talking about keywords on Facebook
Algorithms.
Right,
in terms of
but-
trying to reach target
And I said to
audience.
you, and I'm like, oh, you didn't know that. When
No,
you
I
do a
didn't.
post, like I posted on the Stewed the other day.
Right, and
For
it'll
the
say
blind
like
passenger.
47.
I know where I was
thought
going now.
47
I
people
remember.
saw that. I didn't.
No,
so
no,
even
no,
though
no, no.
even though if there's 47, it doesn't mean 47 people actually saw it.
No,
Just-
no. It gave 47 people the opportunity to see it.
So if they didn't scroll
Correct.
down far enough,
if
they
they
wouldn't
didn't,
have
if they
seen
didn't
it.
hit refresh, they might not
Okay.
have seen it.
Right.
All right.
Exactly.
Right.
Wow.
But those people had the opportunity to see it.
Right.
But where
Yeah.
I was going with this is that you don't even have to look at the register receipts to see what's going on in the business. You could just go to my Facebook inbox and see that, I don't know if you get them, but 25, 30 requests a day. Hey, check out my band. Hey, how do we get booked there? How come you're not giving us a chance? Hey, we'll play for free. But see, they don't understand that.
You get that. You get that many.
Oh, I'll show you right now. It's terrible, and a lot of them are. It started in Wilkes-Barre. They wanted to come up. Hey, we want to break into the area. We know that the V Spot and Thirsties. We have to get there to make it. We want to build up a fan
Right.
base there.
you know what I tell them, Tommy?
Yeah,
Exactly what you're talking about. Bands that are not from the area or bands that want to play for the first time. I tell them there is no scene here. You cannot build your name
Exactly.
up in this area because I have to book so many bands that you'll get in here once. You might get in here one more time the rest of the year. And there's no scene. There's nowhere else to play. And that's
Right.
how I try to discourage them. I say, yeah, because a great band from Wilkes-Barre. We're great. I bet you are.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a corner bar and I can guarantee you, I think 100 people a guy. How many guys are in your band? We got 5. Well, I don't know if I can guarantee you 500 now. I think I can guarantee you 400. But you try to tell them, why do you want to play in Scranton? It'd be great if there were all these places
Right.
to play. Yeah, come on up. But you can't be seen. I wish Hiles would get back to getting bands.
Yeah, they were the go-to place every Monday.
Hiles was
Yeah.
they were the kings there for the longest time. We just need more venues. I'm not afraid of places opening up that have live music. I'm afraid of the strip bar opening up down the road.
Is there
You know
gonna
what
be
I mean?
one?
I don't know, but I'm trying to pay right now. I'm trying to get the lease started. You know what I mean? Going to another fictitious name. But
Thirsties titties.
The
down
real
the road.
V spot. Yeah.
But that is the problem, and it's unfortunate because, like I said, just from the business end, that even though you might see 100 people in there in either place, the numbers aren't the same as they were 2 years ago. It's half for me. It's half.
Tell everybody what you told me about Thanksgiving Eve compared to that Saturday.
Well, I could tell you just from Thanksgiving Eve, Friday, and Saturday.
But the people through the door
the amount of
versus
people, the amount of people Thanksgiving Eve, I believe there was 140 people paid at the door Thanksgiving Eve, and the numbers.
wow, that's
weren't.
great.
Thanks, Vince. But the numbers
went to the band.
and it does, and everything at the door goes to the band. And if they fall short, we have that guarantee. Vince, I appreciate that. Taught me that when I got into this business. But then Friday night we had probably 100 people paid at the door, and I was just telling Vince this. I said it was drastic. The number that I told him before the band started, by the time the band finished in 4 hours, there was only $400 in drink and food sales in 4 hours, which wasn't even a tenth of what I had done previously without the band. And I had mentioned to Vince, I said, there was a table of 8 that sat there and drank a pitcher of beer, which we sell for $6.50 for 4 hours. 2 waters and, like Vince said, the Diet Coke.
I'd like you to refer to me as the Dragon from now on out. Besides
Dragon. All right.
The Dragon.
The Dragon.
The
if
Dragon.
you don't mind. Okay.
And then Saturday night they did, I think, $780 at the door, and the numbers were less than Thanksgiving Eve, which there was less people.
Yeah, but weren't you saying that it was weird because on Thanksgiving there was more people through the door, but less people bought stuff. But then on Saturday there was less people through the door, but you made more money.
It was opposite.
It was
the flip. There was more people at the door Saturday, but bought less. And that's what I mean about.
So I mean, but like if you had anybody that complain and I'm not saying like the musicians complain or anything like that. I don't think they understand like what you guys have to go through. If you're making $100 an hour,
understands he's getting maybe $100 a guy on January 3rd when he plays with his band Ablaze.
Maybe.
I said maybe getting that when he plays.
But that $100. So over 4 hours, you made $400, which is $100 an hour. Which is so that $100 an hour goes to pay for your gas, your electric,
I'm not even mentioning
your
that.
employees.
I lost money for the night because, like the Dragon said over here.
Thank you.
We had we have 3 full-time cooks in the back. I have 3 bartenders on. I have a door guy. Not to mention Olyphant Electric, which is absurd. But yeah, you lose money for the night, and it's just happened to me. What day is this? Monday.
Monday the 8th.
Yeah. This has happened to me Saturday night, and I won't mention the band's name.
I will. But Sidewinder.
But here's a great example because it's fresh on my mind. We had, I believe, this band, and they're a popular band around the area, but we had maybe 50 people paid at the door, which is only $250. Then I have to pay my door guy $50. So now I'm down to $200.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the deal is $400 for the band. God, I'd love to get them $100 a guy, but it's not my fault that they have 5 guys in the band.
Right.
So I told him, I said, look, I don't want to cut you early. If you want to cut out early now, all I could give you is $400. I mean, I'm pulling $200 out of my own pocket for this,
right.
And the sales aren't there tonight. And they looked at me like I had 5 heads. And I'm like, bud, it's not my fault you have 5 people in the band. And, 45 people, 40 or 50 people paid at the door.
It's the shitty end.
The band's
owning a
right,
bar.
and it's not to say that the band is bad.
No,
Tommy, how about the anxiety? How about having to talk to a guy
before they play their last set that you consider a friend?
Exactly.
We consider all these people our friends.
And I'm not going to cut you off, but I just want everyone to know that there is a huge level of like friendship. We're all kids. We're kids at heart. We're in the bar business.
Right.
We are selling booze. Booze is cool. Musicians cool. So when things aren't cool, you got to step up and say, "Hey, I'm sorry."
And
you got to be the boss to say it. But if you want,
well, I mean, it's
my bar to be open next month,
right?
6 months from now.
We
have to make those tough decisions.
Have to work together, and this is what I think.
And you guys aren't. And the weird thing is like, you guys are probably like the 2 venues that people at least desire to play at.
But you're
not competition in a weird way because you have 2 different crowds.
There's absolutely no competition, animosity, anything. But we're friends. Now, I actually in Scranton, I have no issues with any bars at all. Period. You have a lot of live entertainment up by you?
No, just the place a couple blocks away, but they don't do a cover and they have.
But it's just some guy playing a guitar.
No, it's not. It's just they try to, and this is the thing where if they play at Thirsties or the V Spot, and with all the advertising we do, and this is what the bands don't realize as well.
Yeah, how much a week do you throw into advertising?
There's radio, there's the Electric City. Geez, I spend $1,200 on Facebook just to get people to see the stuff to boost your post and your events, and this is why I'm on guys like Jimmy and Amanda, his girlfriend, to invite your friends, get people, do your part because we're out there putting. I don't know what, I'm not going to speak for Vince, but I'm
the dragon, and I'll speak for myself. And I'll speak for myself. I was just, in case this question came up, I'll tell you exactly what. We pay out of, we only charge a cover on Friday and Saturday. Mm-hmm. So we pay an acoustic musician on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and a DJ on Sunday. Now that is no cover. So that's out of our register. Thank you. Okay. Now on Friday and Saturday, I'm always paying the band besides the cover.
Exactly.
I'm always throwing in
and more.
Because the night blew, or I'm saying great night. Here's what extra. You did at the door, and then here's from our sales. Okay, right. Try to make everybody happy. So when you take on an average what I pay out for a week with my advertising and out of the register to pay for entertainment, it's like $1,500 a week I pay to entertain you. Is this thing on?
Right.
Is this on? We're paying,
which nobody realizes.
$1,500. Well, someone might think because a parking lot is full, look at the money the Dragon's making. Mm-hmm. It's not necessarily the case. I mean, listen, if anybody's ever bought beer before, I sell a draft for $2.50. I make almost $2 selling a draft. Gotta sell a lot of drafts, guys. It's a $2 sale.
Right.
Here's something no one would ever think of. And even when I first opened up, when we got a credit card machine, I said to my partner, Frank, we have to get a credit card machine. No, I don't even have cash on me most of the time. I do everything with a credit card. We pay like $700 every month to have a credit card machine.
Get out of here.
That's
sure, they take a percentage.
That's the fees. That's to have a credit card machine. Mm-hmm. So it's the things you just not.
You
so
really
now
have
it's like
to,
so now it's like $2,500 a week,
and that's without advertising.
And that's
$700 a month. But I'm just saying.
But what I'm saying was with the advertising, and then you add in the credit card fee. Oh yeah, okay.
No, that's a month.
I went to public school.
No, but in general, what I want people to take from this podcast, if you're still listening, is that being a bar owner is a fucking blast. Okay, and it's cool, and you're because I'm selling booze and people come in and you got what they want. They come in. I'm not dragging people. I don't have no funny Sprint rubber guy swinging in the wind. You know what I mean? With a big giant, sail.
Wacky inflatable tube
right
man.
Now everything is half off. We don't do that. We hope you come there. When you come through the door, you want to be met with, our job is to give you good service. You came to our bar. You came to Thirsties. You weren't expecting a sofa on sale. You're there to eat and drink and be entertained.
Right.
Now, so we love being bar owners, and I speak for myself and the Sidewinder.
And you have to love it to do this.
Because not everybody is super cordial, and some people are confused and they want to know why you are not who I thought you were. So you're constantly, being something for someone to everyone.
Right.
But in general, we sell things cheap. We're selling cheap products. They might have a large margin in the scheme of things.
Right.
Your draft beer cost us 60 cents. So we sell it for $2.50. And they go, wow, you fucker. Why can't I have these for free? Well, because I bought it once. I don't feel like buying it again. So, you need people. You need people because $2 and $2 and $2 and $2 still only comes to $8. You need hundreds of people a week to stay in business. So when you see a bar owner, give them a hug. Okay? Because
hug the dragon.
Yes,
hug the Sidewinder.
We're just trying. I want to be open. I want to be open. I don't ever want to think I have to sell or I have to close or I have to refinance, all that stuff. I like what I'm doing. I'm a rock and roll bar. People are coming there. Everything is cool, but I want to continue it. But people and bands and everyone just has to understand that if you want me, the V-spot's still there. These things like cover charges, they have to happen. They're not going away. You're not going to see the best bands in the area unless they get paid. And you If you filled my bar with 155 people and they drank their faces off, and I gave the band 20%, I still give them that much money anyway with a cover charge. The cover charge gets the good bands. You pay them a lot, they come back.
Right.
That's the trick, because think about it. What do you drink, honey buns, when you go out? How much can you possibly drink? 5 drinks?
What are you looking at me for? He's asking you.
It depends on what
Well,
I'm
first of
drinking.
all,
There's always
she's-
a depends.
She's from New York, so if she comes to my place, I'm jacking the prices.
Right.
Well, that's not really fair now, is it?
But
You
in
won't
general,
realize.
as we
You'll
all
still think you're
drink,
getting a
and
bargain.
everybody chime in. Everybody chime in. You go to a bar at 10 o'clock and you're staying until 2, and let's say you're driving. Now, how many drinks do you think you're gonna have?
Probably. I don't drink anymore.
3 to
6?
4.
3 to 4.
Maybe 2 or 3.
7?
too risky.
Wait, who said 6?
I did.
I thought it was Jimmy because I seen him have like 24.
But now you're driving. Like, I mean, and listen, we shouldn't be drinking, but like you're airing the caution hour. We're not getting smashed. We're just going out. How many drinks are you going to have in 4 hours? Don't tell me 1 an hour.
Nobody does that.
Nobody does that. Okay, so
Well,
we're
like
gonna
maybe
have,
like 1%
maybe
might
we're
do
gonna have
that.
6 to 8 drinks. Okay,
Right.
so that person, if they had draft beer, it's a small markup in that. But that one person who stayed for 4 hours, the bar, maybe makes $10 off that person. Okay, but when you think of when you don't think of it, because I have to tell it to you, the cost of being in business is, you have to be in business to understand that. People that are listening to this understand that if you throw papers on Sunday, you're like, this guy's a dick. But you need profit. I pay for my advertising and my acoustic entertainment out of my profit.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we survive. So I'm hoping people, when they leave, they go, I like that place. They had great entertainment, and the food was not bad and the service was cool. And you just hope they come back. You got to have these people that feel like they got a deal. You have to give these people a deal. They just won't come,
Or at least a damn good experience.
or a damn good experience. But in this economy, like the Sidewinder mentioned before, people can go somewhere else. If all you want is a Budweiser, you know what I mean? You could go find one for
you can
$2.
go anywhere.
Yeah, but I mean, so do you guys find that like? So okay, so besides the economy, like what do you, and either one of you chime in, what do you attest to the lower, either A, the lower turnout of people coming in, or B, the lower expenditure of money, or?
My opinion, it's all the economy right now. I mean, there's no jobs. In my area, you have one of the largest employment areas was Sinram and WIA. They're gone. So people.
Were they gone before you opened up?
No.
They were there when you opened up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
What a kick in the nutsack that
Did you
is.
have a WIA thing? You had like a WIA party? I don't know. I think
Yeah,
one of
I
them.
did.
Yeah,
I
you
had,
had like a happy hour or
Yeah,
something for them or something.
they had a night. There was 100 people that came. It was their last day of work, and it's terrible. It's unfortunate. And don't forget, I'm in a town of 5,000 people. So and I had a business 2 blocks away from Vince. You're dealing with 76,000 people in Scranton. Hopefully, like Vince says, you want people to come back, but I know for myself in that business, there was times I didn't see the same, let's say 100 people every week. There was enough people to go around.
Yeah, there's enough turnaround.
Up where I'm at in the valley, and plus being the outsider, because
AKA
I'm
Sidewinder.
it was a hard nut to break in the first year and a half. I'm just getting to where those people say, hey, he is a good guy, even though he's from Scranton and he was a politician. That was a hard nut to break, because it's kind of like Dunmore up there. There's reasons why, Ricardo's and Dunmore Appliance can survive all those years, even though they're twice as much or 3 times as much as, Home Depot or Price Chopper. They're loyal to their community businesses. And that's how, the valley is up there. So I'm just breaking into that right now.
But that's not in the bar business loyalty. I don't think there's loyalty in the bar business.
I do a lot of more food. I'm trying to change it to that. That's why I went non-smoking and
Did you notice an uptick in business when you went non-smoking?
Sure, there was an uptick in business, but the problem is that there's also the downtick in business because as you're gaining customers, you're also losing customers from the people that want to smoke. And Vince will tell you that. I mean, the non-smokers might not want to go to his place.
I hear all the time. All the time, I can't stand the smoke. I can't stand the smoke. I said, I understand. I don't.
Well, you're not a smoker, right?
No, but you're a smoker if you're in my bar because you know what I mean? I don't have 15-foot high ceilings. You come into my bar, you're smoking, whether you like it or not. You know, but no, I'm not a smoker. You know, I'm not a smoker. But
I went in when I remodeled the place. I put a $15,000 system that only the Mohegan Sun Casino has with 28 vents
for the smoke heater.
For the
smoke heaters, yeah.
And you have that for sale?
If you could get it out, I'll give it to you.
Because I have 2 smoke heaters. I mean,
it's probably bigger than this room.
The first couple months we opened up, we had no smoke heater in there. We opened up on November 10th or 11th. And I think by January, you know, we were like, oh my God, you know what I mean? We have to do something, but we had no smoke heater at all in there. And we have 2 smoke heaters now. I think they're from the Titanic though. I don't know if they work or not, but you know, but if you don't smoke, you know, a smoking place, you know what I mean? If I put on a pair of jeans that I wore the night before just to go run to the store, I could smell my jeans.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So if you're totally against smoking, and so many people are, and I respect it, you know, you have to love the band, you have to love the bartender, you have to love the booze if you're coming to my place, because it is a smoking place, and people are smoking. They are definitely heavily.
And even with the system that I put in, like the Mohegan Sun had my first year, you get 100+ people in there smoking.
They can't handle it.
No, the bartender would go home. His white shirt would be yellow after a shift. You know, that's how bad it is. But like he says, people would really have to appreciate your business and the band.
Yeah, but the passionate smokers love you guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Love you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Every ashtray I wipe down at 2:30. I'm like, yeah.
I had special clothes that I would wear for one bar in particular. I don't think it had a smoke heater ever. They just had a box fan that they would put on the floor and blow dust at our band as we were playing.
Wait till I tell Mert you said that about him.
But I had special shoes because the floor was always sticky. I had special jeans because they would hang onto the floor a little bit.
Sure, you were playing in a basement in the U.
And then I had just special clothes because it was just destroyed.
I'd consider canceling that a Blaze date because he's high maintenance.
Yeah, right. You show up in a fucking hazmat
That's okay.
suit.
I mean, my bedroom is connected to the laundry room, so I'll just strip on the way in.
All that Aquanet ain't gonna hold back. It's not gonna repel all that Marlboro light you're gonna be smogged out with.
We're going to stop the conversation there and break this into 2 parts because once we finished, we realized that it was a little too long for one sitting. So we figured it'd be easier for our listeners if we broke it up into Part A and Part B. So this is the end of Part A. Part B is posted right next to Part A. So if you want to continue the conversation, we get into some different topics and we ask some tougher questions. So check out Part B, and thank you for listening.